Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Swachh Bharat Mission completes 10 years. Demand for inclusion of Ladakh in 6th schedule of the Constitution. Army Chief General cautioned against Chinese grey zone warfare tactics. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified Ecomark Rules 2024. International Labour Organization released Regional Companion Report for Asia and the Pacific. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation released 7th issue of EnviStats India 2024 Environment Accounts. A decade of transforming India's cleanliness landscape today marked 10 years since the launch of the Swachh Bharat Mission on October 2, 2014, aligning with Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary. The mission, initiated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, aimed to fulfill Gandhi's vision of a clean India by addressing sanitation and waste management. The SBM has two key components: Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen and Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. The rural segment implemented by the Ministry of Jal Shakti focused on eliminating open defecation and ensuring proper solid and liquid waste management. Now, the mission has evolved to upgrade villages from open defecation free or ODF status to the ODF plus model. On the urban front, Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0, led by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, aims to make cities garbage free and promote better management of grey and black water, while encouraging behavioral changes towards sanitation. Several impactful initiatives such as Swachh Bharat Kosh, Swachh Sarvekshan, Swachhta Hi Seva campaigns and the Swachh Vidyalaya Abhiyan have driven progress under Swachh Bharat Mission. The impact of the Swachh Bharat Mission is far-reaching. Health outcomes have significantly improved, with an estimated 60,000 to 70,000 infant deaths prevented annually due to reduced waterborne diseases. Women's empowerment has been a standout success, with improved safety and women-led self-help groups taking charge of waste management initiatives. Economically, achieving ODF status has saved households around Rs 50,000 yearly, reducing medical expenses and travel time. However, challenges remain. In rural areas, the lack of consistent water supply and inadequate toilet maintenance threaten the sustainability of ODF status. Urban areas continue to grapple with fecal sludge management, improper toilet technologies, and the remediation of legacy landfills, which pose significant barriers to effective municipal waste management. To build on the progress made, a focus on sustaining ODF status through community involvement and regular toilet maintenance is essential. Integration with solid waste management systems and investing in waste segregation infrastructure will further strengthen the mission. Leveraging technology, including smart toilets and data collection systems, will also play a pivotal role in ensuring access to sanitation for all. Moving ahead, increased demands for including Ladakh under the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution have gained momentum, as tribal communities in the region seek greater autonomy and protection of their cultural identity. The 6th schedule, as outlined under Article 244 Clause 2 of the Indian Constitution, currently applies to the tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Its framework, based on the recommendations of Bordoloi Committee, empowers state governors to create autonomous district councils and autonomous regional councils. Notably, ADCs consist of not more than 30 members, 4 nominated by governor and 26 elected. And at present, there are 10 such ADCs in 4 states. To that end, ARCs cover a specific tribe within a region of autonomous district. These bodies are granted legislative, executive, and judicial powers to make laws on various matters, including agriculture, forest management, marriage, and inheritance. They also possess the authority to collect land revenue, impose taxes, and regulate trade, thus enabling self-governance in tribal areas. Now, let's also understand the difference between the 5th and 6th schedule. The 5th and 6th schedules of the Indian Constitution differ in their applicability and governance structures. The 5th schedule applies to certain scheduled areas declared by the President, currently covering 10 states, while the 6th schedule is specific to the tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. In terms of administration, the 5th schedule is governed by the Tribes Advisory Council or TAC, which are created by the state legislative assemblies and possess limited, mostly executive powers. On the other hand, the sixth schedule empowers autonomous district councils or ADCs and autonomous regional councils or ARCs with extensive executive, legislative, and judicial powers derived directly from the Constitution. Additionally, while the Panchayat Extension of Scheduled Areas Act of 1996 applies to areas under the 5th schedule, it is not applicable in regions governed by the 6th schedule. India's army chief has raised concerns over China's use of grey zone warfare tactics, particularly along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. During an assessment of the ongoing situation, the army chief cautioned against these unconventional strategies that China is employing to assert its territorial claims without directly engaging in traditional warfare. But what exactly is grey zone warfare? Let's break it down. Grey zone warfare refers to use of unconventional tactics and strategies that fall below the threshold of traditional warfare. It is the area between peace and war. Nations, particularly those like China, use these tactics to harm opponents without making them feel overly threatened or even aware that they are under attack. Some of the key activities that define grey zone warfare include cyber attack operations, providing support to non-state actors, economic coercion, and information warfare. A prime example of this is China's practice of salami slicing. This strategy involves slowly taking over territory, a method China has allegedly used for territorial expansion, especially in the South China Sea. So why do nations, particularly major powers like China, favor grey zone warfare? The answer lies in its subtlety. Grey zone tactics are difficult to counter and they often make it hard to gather international support for any retaliatory action. The very nature of this warfare exploits weaknesses in the rules-based global order. Another reason is the high cost of conventional conflict, especially in a nuclear era, where the risk of escalation is profound. An example we have seen globally is Russia's annexation of Crimea, which relied heavily on grey zone tactics. Nations with limited resources or those seeking to avoid direct military confrontation find grey zone warfare particularly effective. Now, how is India preparing to counter such tactics? India has already undertaken several measures to strengthen its defense against grey zone warfare. Under the leadership of the Chief of Defence Staff, India has significantly improved coordination and tri-service integration, boosting overall combat capabilities. Additionally, modernization has become a top priority with the infusion of cutting-edge technologies into war-fighting systems. Initiatives like IDEX or Innovation for Defense Excellence are playing a key role in this transformation. Self-reliance in defense manufacturing is another crucial step. To promote self-reliance in defense manufacturing, initiatives like Defense Procurement Procedure 2020 are in place. India is also enhancing its defense ties with like-minded countries. Agreements such as the General Security of Military Information Agreement with the United States ensure the secure exchange of military information. Other initiatives are also in place such as establishment of CERT-IN for cybersecurity, FCRA regulation for foreign NGOs funding, etc. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the Ecomark Rules 2024, introducing a significant step towards promoting eco-friendly products across various categories like food, cosmetics, soaps and electronics. The Ecomark labeling system is aligned with the government's principle of life or lifestyle for environment, focusing on sustainability, resource efficiency and conscious consumption. The new rules lay out clear criteria for granting the Ecomark. Products that hold a license or a certificate of conformity with Indian standards under the Bureau of Indian Standards Act or that meet the mandates of quality control orders can qualify for this label. To earn the Ecomark, products must meet specific environmental criteria including responsible resource consumption and minimal environmental impact. Manufacturers seeking the Ecomark will need to apply through the Central Pollution Control Board. Once granted, the label will be valid for 3 years. The entire process will be overseen by a steering committee headed by Environment Secretary, ensuring transparency and compliance. The significance of this move cannot be understated. The Ecomark will empower consumers to make informed, environmentally conscious purchasing decisions while encouraging manufacturers to shift toward eco-friendly production practices. It is also expected to foster a circular economy and combat misleading claims about the environmental impact of products. Additionally, it promotes lower energy consumption, resource efficiency, and conservation. In addition to the Ecomark, India has other environmental certification like the Indian Forest and Wood Certification Scheme. This voluntary third-party certification encourages sustainable forest management and agroforestry. It includes Forest Management Certification, Trees Outside Forest Management Certification, and Chain of Custody Certification. Additionally, it provides market incentives to various entities that adhere to responsible forest management and agroforestry practices in their operations. The International Labour Organization has released the Regional Companion Report for Asia and the Pacific to complement its World Social Protection Report 2024-26, Universal Social Protection for Climate Action and a Just Transition. This report sheds light on key developments, challenges, and priorities for social protection in the Asia-Pacific region with specific insights into India. Now, let's take a look at some of the key findings from the report. In Asia and the Pacific, 53.6% of the population is covered by at least one social protection benefit. In terms of climate change resilience, the report emphasizes that social protection programs like India's Manrega help people adapt to and cope with the changing climate by protecting their incomes and jobs. Now, zooming in on India, the report highlights that 48.8% of the country's population is covered by at least one social protection benefit, with the nation's total expenditure on social protection, including health, accounting for 5.1% of its GDP. Despite these strides, the report identifies several challenges for achieving universal social protection in the region. Some of these include the prevalence of the informal economy, rapid demographic aging, financial gaps, and emerging environmental challenges. To overcome these challenges, the International Labour Organization report has provided key recommendations. These include strengthening social protection system to enhance resilience, adapting to climate risk and mitigation. Furthermore, extending social protection coverage to workers across all employment types, and reforming fossil fuel subsidies to create fiscal space for social protection. It also suggests utilizing technology to improve the delivery and effectiveness of social protection programs. India has already implemented a number of significant initiatives aimed at providing social protection. Let's now briefly touch on some of these. Manrega, enacted in 2005, guarantees 100 days of wage employment to rural households across the country. Next is the National Food Security Act 2013, which provides subsidized food grains to approximately two-thirds of India's 1.4 billion people. The National Social Assistance Program is a welfare initiative targeted at vulnerable groups like the elderly and the widows. And lastly, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana offers health coverage of Rs 5 lakhs per family annually for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization, focusing on poor and vulnerable families. In a significant step towards integrating environmental data with economic planning, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has released the 7th edition of EnviStats India 2024 Environment Accounts. Compiled in line with the internationally recognized System of Environmental Economic Accounting Framework, this publication provides critical insights into India's environment, tracking key changes over time and identifying the factors that shape these transformations. The EnviStats India 2024 covers 4 crucial areas: energy accounts, ocean accounts, soil nutrient index, and biodiversity. It highlights India's growing leadership in the global energy transition, as well as notable achievements in conservation. For instance, the report reveals a remarkable 72% increase in the number and 16% increase in the area of total protected areas between 2000 and 2023. Additionally, India's mangrove coverage has expanded by 8% from 2013 to 21, an essential boost for coastal ecosystems. This data is crucial for sustainable management of natural resources, guiding policies that balance economic growth with environmental sustainability. The EnviStats also offer alternate metrics to measure national progress, moving beyond GDP to assess overall well-being and environmental health. The SEEA framework, which underpins the EnviStats, is an internationally agreed system for compiling environmental and economic data. detailing how economics interact with the environment. This framework includes two components: the SEEA Central Framework and SEEA Ecosystem Accounting, helping countries track both economic and ecological performance. India's commitment to environmental accounting extends beyond its borders. The National Statistical Office under MOSPI is responsible for the development of environment statistics and methodology of national resource accounts for India. As part of this effort, MOSPI has introduced the Strategy for Environmental Economic Accounts in India 2022-26, aiming to integrate environmental data into economic planning. This strategy will strengthen India's ability to track the interplay between the environment and the economy for sustainable development. The country has participated in global initiatives like the Natural Capital Accounting and Valuation of Ecosystem Services, launched in collaboration with the United Nations. This ongoing effort began in 2017, and the first edition of EnviStats was released in 2018, based on the recommendations of the Sir Parth Dasgupta Committee. In today's personality news, we will discuss Lal Bahadur Shastri. He is in news as the birth anniversary of Lal Bahadur Shastri was observed on October 2. Lal Bahadur Shastri served as India's Prime Minister from 1964 to 1966. Talking about his key contributions, before independence, he participated in non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. Moreover, he led many campaigns and spent 7 years in British jails. After independence, he led the 1965 India-Pakistan War and inspired Indian soldiers and farmers facing a food crisis with the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Additionally, during his tenure, the National Dairy Development Board and Food Corporation of India were established. Through his actions, he portrayed the values of integrity, simplicity, courage, and more. As we wrap up today's bulletin, let's have a look at some quick updates. The European Commission has proposed to extend the implementation of the EUDR by 1 year. It aims to ensure that a set of key goods placed on the EU market will no longer contribute to deforestation and forest degradation in the EU and elsewhere in the world. Government notifies reconstitution of Monetary Policy Committee under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Under the Section 45ZB of the amended in 2016 RBI Act 1934, the central government is empowered to constitute an MPC. Ministry of Heavy Industries launched the PM Electric Drive Revolution in Innovative Vehicle Enhancement Scheme. Its objective is to accelerate electric vehicles adoption and establish essential charging infrastructure across the country, promoting cleaner and more sustainable transportation. The Ministry of Panchayati Raj launched the People's Plan campaign Jan Yojana Abhiyan. The Jan Yojana Abhiyan is themed as Sabki Yojana Sabka Vikas, launched for preparation of Gram Panchayat development plans for 2025-26. Little Prespa Lake on the Albanian-Greek border is slowly dying due to rising temperatures and increasingly mild winters with little snowfall and a scarcity of precipitation. The Little Prespa Lake is located in the Balkan Peninsula, spans both Greece and Albania, and is part of the larger Prespa Lake system. Dadasaheb Phalke Lifetime Achievement Award for 2022 to be conferred on eminent actor Mithun Chakrabarti. The Dadasaheb Phalke Award is India's highest award in the field of cinema. India National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage has successfully traced the flow of the Sahibi River. It originates in Rajasthan and flows through Haryana and Delhi. It is a tributary of the Yamuna River. The Geographical Indications Registry in Chennai has granted the GI tag to 8 products from Assam. Traditionally fermented rice-based alcoholic beverage are of 3 types. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Knowledge. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solution to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.